Alright, Stremo is live. Alright, you remember what's happening?
We
Garden. Swamp.
remember to insult plants as much as possible in the bar.
Right. Yeah, we love trees.
We also love birds.
I'm impartial.
I remember Nihilus is mad.
We have a meeting to attend. We could entirely blow off and just go with the dragon. But I imagine they have answers to questions that we have.
They're our best bet.
So yeah, you guys it's Moon Day, you guys met the jailbirds at the bar, which are a somewhat secret organization of individuals who are trying to escape. They let you know that they had a meeting on Wheel Day, and in the meantime, you guys have a somewhat tenuous deal to see if the power structures within the village are able to suppress Norm from messaging outside entities. In exchange for escape. Of course, that failing, it would be to turn him over.
I think we're past the point of being able to even consider turning over Norm.
Yeah, we've kind of settled on not turning him in.
Oh yeah, I didn't think you guys would anyway. I'm just saying the
Well, you guys are for not turning him in.
yeah, and then Val negotiated to at least allow the internal power structures here to, stop him from communicating with external sources. In addition to, of course, somehow you guys striking this place from the record.
What if we could use the jailbirds to get Norm out of the city, out of the town?
He doesn't want to go. As far as I recall, he doesn't want to go, but I could be wrong.
Old and he's tired.
We didn't tell the Guardian it was him, right?
No.
No. Not yet, at least.
Yeah, that's the leverage.
Not yet.
No, let's just keep it to ourselves.
Well, we'll find out at the meeting if the jailbirds knew it was capable of that. Or at least we'll find out what they know. Did we have a plan, or were we just going to fast forward to the meeting?
As far as I know, there's not much of a plan.
Sophia's going to do with her boat thing.
Yeah, I thought we were just going to fast forward to the meeting.
Yeah. Val had a project. Can we spend the rest of the time
There was a
getting
project.
Sire to read some cookbooks?
What's this project?
I know there was a project.
Make the robot address it.
It's quite alright, I can read.
Fuck trees.
She got a few days. If she really put her mind to it, she could easily make like a huge fucking statue.
I mean, if you guys are gonna hop forward to the meeting, which is 2 days away, it's very easy to convince Morden to go and collect a sizable piece of lumber.
What was the progress on the boats?
I believe your second boat is going to be ready this upcoming Moon Day, because it was delayed by a day.
And I'll be taking a couple hours off to go to the meeting.
All right. I guess it's just a craft check, isn't it?
Yeah, in theory.
Okay, I just need to find my character sheet in all the tabs.
No, I'm in Valiel for the carving.
Oh,
Yeah, Sophia is assisting.
Is this a statue that the rest of us know about? Because I can throw an assist on a craft check.
I mean, I doubt it's hidden.
Got some hot glue.
I can't imagine it would be. Or at least either way, I can offer my I have craft painting for whatever that's worth.
or the statue.
Yeah. I've got a +10 in it.
How many ranks do you have in it?
Oh, only the one.
I mean, oh,
I'm afraid I'm more of a gymnast than a painter, but it is a +1.
yeah. Sure, Corvo can help out in the meantime. But it's probably gonna be a while before the for it to get where Valiel wants it to be, and she has until Sunday, presumably. Alright, so anything else happening before the meeting on Wheel Day?
Not particularly.
I would reiterate that I want to get cookbooks for Sire, but I don't know if he'd be down for that.
Are there even cookbooks?
There's a library.
One whittle at a time. Tree DSM.
This is about restraining tree anger for the purpose of the druid.
Creative outlet for
Yeah.
tree hate.
So we don't hate trees right now. I know.
Okay. Gotcha.
Let me throw an assist.
So one thing I'll have to say. No, it's probably fun actually. Yeah, you assist.
I mean, I couldn't fail. It was a +1 either way.
Yeah. All right. We'll go ahead and skip up to the meeting then.
Right now it's dragon schematics and arcane mark.
All right. So
We're
Sophia.
resting, right?
Oh, you guys have a couple of rests before wheel day.
Change my spells in the morning.
With all that said, wheel day comes. You guys meet at the Roost. Yeah, it's in the middle of the day, like a very
The least suspicious time.
right. It's broad daylight basically, but when you guys get there, Roger ushers everybody into the wine cellar where they have chairs set up in a little circle, and you see the same close to a dozen individuals that were previously just day drinking in the bar, just day drinking in the wine cellar now. There are open chairs that you guys can occupy or stand if you would rather.
Alice will find a chair.
Yeah, I'll sit up. Are there like bagels, coffee?
You're in a wine cellar, so no. There is wine.
It's 2 p.m.
Yeah, I will also find definitely not an AA meeting.
Right. It's the opposite of that, almost.
I'll help find seats for everybody
Well,
else.
I don't know. They are anonymous right now,
That's true.
and they are
Anonymous
alcoholics.
alcoholics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the reverse way.
Once everybody's there, Roger's going to get everybody's attention. Welcome, fellow jailbirds. What news of any of you two escaping this luxurious prison? He scans across the crowd, and people seem almost embarrassed to not have any kind of news.
Well, we know one group escaped before. Almost guaranteed.
The whole of the cellar becomes murmurs and hums and haws. And Roger says, "Tell us then, lass, what's this? What is this group?"
They made their way through here a while back, composed of a tiefling and a few others. They're much like us.
Hard to miss. Red skin and horns, the whole lot.
The entire group seems confused mostly, but Roger says, "Oh yes, the tiefling with a penchant for rotgut."
That's right. The Guardian herself said she never found their bodies in the swamp.
There's like a record scratch.
Well, she said she didn't find them, but I don't suppose that she spent a lot of time looking.
Les, what is
I
this
just
about
figured.
speaking to the Guardian? I'm afraid none of us have had enough to drink to deal with such a bombshell of news. What do you mean?
Well, we got in the offering and went to go speak with the Guardian.
Really now, no one in the whole history of this town has never thought to just get in the offering.
Yeah, the cellar almost erupts into small arguments.
It's impossible.
Spoon!
You couldn't fit in those crates.
That Nihilus actually chuckles at Val's comment.
Yeah, there are arguments going on about, of course, why didn't anybody try to get in the box? And then other people lashing out at that comment, saying, because it's suicide.
Oh, it was close to it.
It was pretty
close to it.
painful. Had it not been for some magic, we probably wouldn't be back here.
I would.
Okay, I wouldn't have. Thank you, Razzie.
Wipes off my shoulder.
I suppose this means that they don't know much of anything.
Val is so spicy for text.
Yeah. One of the, for lack of a better term, drunkards says, "Listen, lass, that's all of us want to leave, and we all know of one surefire way to leave. But
What, flight?
What is this surefire way?
he just silently does a cutting motion across the neck."
Ah. Yeah, that'd be a way out.
And also a way to the Guardian, if you know what I mean. Lovely Guardian, by the way. I understand why this village is so well protected.
Are you all prepared for what's outside the village?
Roger quells the bickering. Says, "Well, to be fair, we don't rightly know what's outside the village. I can only hope it's as forested."
Well, there. It's an absolute wasteland. Portals to all manner of different planes open and deposit beasts and monsters sometimes right into your lap.
Undead roam
The
freely.
undead, yes, the dead do not stay dead.
Oh, and let's not forget that there's a war brewing.
Oh, and a giant black void in the middle of the continent.
But there's nice things too. We met Wait. Yeah, we met a lovely lich controlling an army of undead leading them to the afterlife on our way here.
It's just stunned silence and like pensive looking amongst each other.
Outside of civilization, you are very likely to die.
Val is right. Your guardian is keeping you safe, but you're stuck here. I'll readily admit it's dangerous out there.
And to be fair, much of the people in the outside world live similarly to this, venturing out beyond their borders as little as possible.
Except they have a choice.
You have a choice, but less protection. Such is the conundrum.
Yeah, the loud slam of the fist on the central table draws the eye of all the patrons in the cellar.
Who's pounding their fist?
It's in chat.
Wow.
Oh, yep, I see that.
Read the chat.
Yes, all this talk isn't to dissuade you, but to warn you, to prepare you, so you don't die the moment you step foot out in the real world.
It's my first mission, and I've already been threatened by a demon, a fairy, and a dragon.
It is interesting out there.
Looking around the room, how many of the people there look like they'd be prepared for combat? If they needed to?
Maybe 3. Not that they're armed or anything.
I'm back.
But that they're built for combat?
The ocular
Ye-
pat down?
yeah,
What does that say?
They look like they might be able to learn how to fight.
Or bar brawl their way to survival?
Right. As far as held a sword, you get a lot of
What's a sword?
nobody wants to answer that question. Save for Roger, who offers up. I'm proud to say my family has a sword that I've been trained in.
So you're volunteering to teach the rest of them how to use a sword, are you?
It takes much more than a sword to survive out there, though.
Oh,
It's
yes,
just-
they'll need shields.
More than that, even they need magic and survival training. I would never just send someone out into the wilderness.
Yeah, swords is only half of the solution.
We did have to go to school to learn how to survive outside of the city walls.
Yeah, isn't that right, Captain? You can't solve all your problems with swords.
It depends.
Saki.
What?
Since I'm kind of new here, as I didn't first meet you guys, I have a question. Why is this even a secretive thing to begin with?
I do believe I asked that, but I don't recall the answer.
What's the big secret?
It's
We say after announcing our closeness to the Guardian.
right. Trying to think of the right way to phrase it. How's he gonna say it? He says,
They're bored. It's like a fun
No.
little game.
"No one likes being a social outcast."
Well, aren't there enough
Understandable.
of you that if you talked about it in public, it would become a debate rather than a
Fringe idea.
right?
Not much of debating. People either want to leave or they don't. And
So
to be honest with you, it's, if you all are willing to share this kind of information, I don't even think the people who want to leave will want to leave.
Good point.
Well, it remains that we need a way out. We don't want to be stuck here.
Well, even though nobody else has any good news, I happen to be making just fine progress with my plan of escape.
This is Roger speaking.
Mm-hmm.
What's your plan, Roger?
Says, well, I've been talking to the trees, and they've been spreading the word, and by end of next month, they should be able to ferry me right on out.
Talking to the trees, huh? They can't be very good conversationalists.
Oh, quite the contrary.
I'm sure he'd be real interested in Val telling him about the Jalupa Woods.
Yeah, he has the flowers from it. We traded it to him for his trust or something.
That's right.
Yeah, Corvo gave him all the pressed flowers that he's been tending to
all the
for
extra
last few days.
pressed flowers,
Right.
any duplicates, not his only copy.
Yeah, I gave him the dupes.
So what do the trees say?
Well, they mostly talk about tree affairs and such. They're
What the hell?
They're a deciduous folk.
yeah, it's around this time, with Val telling the story about almost being murdered by a demon, that 3 of the people in this cellar just get up and leave.
Going next door to the
Oh, Val, you can't forget about the Hydra.
Yeah, the one that even the Guardian had trouble with.
And remember that one time your friends were like erased from time?
Let's not go into detail about that. That's a little bit of a sore topic, Frazzy.
Weren't you guys talking about a time corn?
There was that. That one's interesting.
Oh, and don't forget Lake Time.
You know, I'm not even sure these people are aware of the other planes. Would need what they have for that knowledge.
You're right. Wouldn't just plane hopping be the fastest way out of the village?
But there are no portals here yet.
And we haven't learned about Breg yet.
What's a brag?
There you go. Now you're getting it.
Sounds like a brass egg.
Right, but not a little one. It's got to be a giant brass egg.
As in, like, capital B, Brig.
Yeah.
Suppose he announces himself?
It's only when he's leaving.
Silas is going to step forward again and pose a question to the group. Well, all the people there. Let me ask, if by happenstance the Guardian were to speak to all of you, what would you all say?
A lot of them are murmuring amongst themselves, and Roger says, "I don't suppose I ever thought about it. To be honest with you, it's an interesting thought."
Suppose we had convinced the Guardian to do just that. It's only a possibility. May not even happen. We'll have to see on the next offering day. But that might be your chance. If it even happens.
I suppose I'd have to give it some thought. I guess I'd thank you for the forewarning if it does come up. I'd be the most prepared in the group of unsuspecting. It does kind of spoil the surprise.
Better you know what to say than be flabbergasted by the sight of the Guardian speaking.
Well, then,
If the Guardian showed up once and no one was prepared, if no one had a question, because they weren't prepared, then what are the odds the Guardian would show up again for discussion?
Wouldn't want that to happen.
That is a fair point, I suppose. By that logic, we should tell everybody.
Alice will look to Val to see if she has anything to say.
Town hall?
Alice will nod and just... Still, it's merely a possibility. It could happen, it could not. We don't have a confirmation if the Guardian will do this or not.
Well, if it could rain, you bring an umbrella.
That's a good one, actually. Keep that one.
So rather than spreading the news, why not just casually ask the question? Don't announce it from the treetops, but get the wheels turning.
Whisper it amongst the streets.
Oh, I gotta say, this isn't our normal wheel day meeting, but it's...
Well, you've never had us here before.
Yeah, it's true. It's a mighty interesting meeting regardless. I mean, I'm pretty much the only person who ever gets anything done around here, and he's looking around the around the room for the people who are still here.
Just rapidly dwindling crowd.
Yeah. There's like 4 people left.
Well, we've been pretty adamant about trying to get out of here and pretty desperate.
So does anyone remember when the tiefling and that squad came through here?
Rogers made mention of knowing him, or at least having met him.
And do you remember what they attempted when they tried to leave?
Roger will say that Well, no, I don't quite remember. I just remember him coming in and ordering the stiffest drink I had. Him and his little entourage, and then they left out. I had heard rumor that they just ventured off into the swamps, and I think they came back pretty dejected the first go round. And I'd heard they had left again. Everybody kind of just presumed they died, which is, natural course of it.
So they
Guardian,
didn't say what they were doing differently the second time?
Well, natural course of it is if you wander off into the bayous and don't come back, you're dead. Much as the Rabs family's the last time someone left didn't come back. Probably say it was about 9 months to a year ago.
To a year ago. How often did people go missing before?
Oh, it ain't nothing about missing. He just grabbed all his stuff and said he was gonna make his way out of here one way or the other. It was the Tagulo's boy. He left out and didn't come back. Eventually, he was found by that savage of a Rabs.
Before him?
Before him was that same group. Um, the Rabses have a backwards view of nature as far as I'm concerned, but they're otherwise good people. When he found the boy, he made sure to bring him back to the family, and they had him sent off, as is the custom.
So why was the Rabs girl chosen to?
You cut out.
Why was the Rabs girl chosen to be the apprentice?
I don't know that I catch your meaning.
The Sovereign's aide's apprentice.
My Wi-Fi dropped out again. Did y'all catch the last thing I said?
No.
No.
I was asking if they know why the Rabs girl was chosen to be the aide to the sovereign. That
Okay.
was like a thing or something.
Gotcha. That's what we assumed, yes. He says he didn't quite understand what you mean.
I don't know, apprentice or something like that. That's what we were told.
To be honest with you, I don't pay much attention to the Rabs family's goings on as much as I can avoid it, and I also don't really tend to interact with the Sovereign if I can avoid it.
Understandable.
Hey, you might have made it out by now if you did.
She's real spooky, isn't she?
Kind of imposing. I can understand why she's an authority figure. So why do they hate nature? Did they say that? The Raps?
Genetics.
It runs in the family.
That just doesn't make sense.
Nature killed his father.
And his father's father. And his father's
Father
father's
before him.
father.
Well, nature kills us all, I think. Do I have to roll a
No,
nature check for
sometimes
that?
it's a spell.
How did he die? Natural causes. He got hit with a fireball. Yeah, naturally you die.
Exactly. Are there any other families that have been in the village for as long as the Raps?
Oh, most of them. My family's been around. The oddity is the people who haven't been around.
How many is that at this point?
I couldn't give you an accurate number. Half a dozen maybe in the last 40 years.
Well, there's half a dozen people here from outside the village.
Well, I wasn't including yourselves.
Oh, I gotcha.
I also wasn't including your previous party.
I see. Just like Norm and maybe some of Norm's friends.
Oh, the old feller.
Well, what do we do from here?
Well, they don't know. I suppose we're left waiting to till the next offering. But we can try to take the boats before that, huh?
You only have
Yeah.
one until Moon Day.
I mean, we might be able to trade the Rabs for, maybe borrow their old dinged up one and for promise of a brand new one by Monday. Moon Day, sorry. We queued up to talk to Anne last session and then promptly forgot about it.
As is the custom.
I think it's because we found the
Right,
symbol
she
at the
had
bar.
school, we went to the bar, and then we time skipped. So we probably should have gone back to talk to Anne after the bar before skipping to the meeting.
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do it out of order now.
Well, right.
We could probably find Anne, right?
To the school.
Tell the group thanks for all their help. Ready for the next offering. See you later.
Yeah. Says they'll go ahead and start the whispers of, if you could ask the Guardian what to, a question, what would you ask him? And he says he'll talk to the trees, just in case none of this pans out.
You don't give up on the trees. If the trees are a sure thing for you, then by all means,
And maybe put in a good word for us?
tell the trees about us.
So you guys going to the school, or are you guys gonna wait until after school?
Silas is with Val on this, and just stay away from the school, guys.
Just the interceptor between school and home.
Don't do that either. Wait until she's home, then ask her parents. I mean, come on.
Alright, so you guys are gonna wait until after school?
May as well.
Alright. You guys wait until after school. You guys have talked to Morden before and know that she gets home in time for dinner. So it's late afternoon, early evening by the time you guys get there. And inside the home there's there's obvious movement.
Obvious movement?
It's obvious that people are home.
Who's home?
Anne's family. Suppose we should knock on the door.
Can I get a very quick recap? I had to take a work call.
Yeah. So
We were talking to the people.
yeah, basically you guys talked to them. They said you guys were leaving there after talking to them. They said they'll start whispers of, if you could ask the Guardian a question, what would you ask, to be subtle. And he said he'd put in a good word with the trees for you guys. And then you guys decided to go to Anne's house around dinner time, because you guys know she'll be done with school by then. And how you're outside of Anne's house.
Gotcha.
Go ahead and knock on the door.
I'm gonna let Corvo take this one.
Alright. So you knock on the door. You can hear Turles from inside kind of shout out from what you presume is the kitchen. It says, "Someone get the door!" And you can hear another voice say, I'll get it. You see, opening the door, a young, sort of gangly looking teenage boy looks amongst the group and says, "Oh, can I help you?"
Yeah, I'm Corvo, and we're here to speak with Anne about the Guardian and her. I've spoken to her before. She knows us.
You can see hopping up on some sort of furniture and hanging out of a window is Anne. And she says, "Corbo!"
Excellent.
And
Yeah,
she
I'll offer a wave.
hops out the window, runs
Yeah.
up to the door, and then grabs Corvo by the hand and begins to try to push the door out of the way. At which point, this young man kind of steps out of the way.
Okay. I have a strength score of 8, so I'm going with her.
I mean, she's also a child.
Yeah, I have the strength of a child.
It's a fair fight.
Assuming everyone follows Corvo, you're led into the general living room. Off to the right side, there is the fireplace, in front of which is sort of a long couch and a coffee table. Up on the wall, you see two separate sets of what is basically full plate armor. One of them is... It has heraldry of like 5 separate deities, and then the other one is real wicked looking and has almost like you would pin butterflies in a collection, has these what are almost assuredly purely aesthetic chain wings that have wooden covers.
Fascinating armors, Anne. Are these your family's?
Turles emerges from the kitchen area, hearing the guests entering the home. She says, "Oh yes, they've been in the family forever. They're just decorative at this point, but some of Morden's family things." She waves a hand.
That's good to know. Hello, ma'am. It's good to see you again. Anne was quite insistent on us entering the house.
She says, "Well, I'll put on some more rice. It's soup weather, so should be enough for everybody. I can." She says, "Dan, go and set the table for our guests as well." The gangly individual shuffles off into the dining room.
Well, thank you, Turles. You're too kind.
Another thing you'll notice in this living space is there is a plethora of like small painted knickknacks. They all seem to be intricate. It's not. He has a traditional name. But they're all these little painted wood carvings.
Yeah, these carvings are fascinating, Turles. Is this also from your family?
Oh, those things. Those I usually just take some of the scraps of what Morden brings home, and I take my. And she stares off for a moment, as my time just carving them.
So these are you. They're magnificent.
Yeah, she kind of sparks back up. Oh, yeah. Afterwards, I just paint them up, make them look pretty.
I should love to paint any of your extra carvings if you ever have any. Well,
Val, even with a 9, you recognize this middle space, as you have recently taken up carving. It is a very similar headspace. As far
and
as the armor, by the way, give me a quick religion check. But Corbett, you can continue.
oh yeah, and we had some questions for you about your relationship with the Guardian.
I mean, Anne seems quite confused and still very menacing. And as far as the religion check goes, you recognize all the iconography on the armor. It's the 5 deities are Abadar, Asmodeus, Iyamade, Irori, and Torag.
Who would have 5 deities? Can you not make a
Aren't those the
choice?
same ones that are common in
Most places, probably.
well, where we're from?
Not Asmodeus.
Not Asmodeus, but
I mean, yeah, the rest of them are pretty common deities.
Yeah, why would you pay reverence to the Lion God and
so he'll lie to you, of course.
this is clearly a conflicted individual.
Yeah, Morden enters the room from basically like a back door of the whole house. Comes down a hallway and enters the room, and he says, "Oh yeah, that's been in the family forever. Our family's originally Chilaxian, so the Asmodeus thing isn't that uncommon back then, you know."
It's like when you're from Argentina.
Yep, perfect. Is that? It wasn't? Why is that? That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. He says, "Oh yeah, that's it's actually not super uncommon back then. It was a whole order of knights that uh they mostly cared about the lawful side of things, not so much um they didn't care too much for evil versus good and morality wise anyway. They were an order of knights, order of the God Claw. The claw being the 5 deities.
Oh, like a hand
Or a claw, even.
or a claw.
I'm not there.
Why aren't you there?
Oh, I am there? I'm sorry. I thought just Carvo went in.
Oh no, I imagine everybody went in.
Razzy's just standing outside.
Or a claw.
Or a claw.
So that set is a bit more of an oddity. I couldn't tell you exactly what it is or why it is, but it's, you know, it's family.
These wooden planks on the back, are these wings?
I think those are coverings that were probably removed I hope it's likely some sort of intimidation factor, perhaps a ceremonial set of some sort.
That's what I was thinking too. Maybe ceremonial, but it's just chained back there.
Maybe it was stylish.
Certainly not something that you would see with the oh fuck, what were they called?
Honestly, it is a mystery.
Which
Um, it actually has actuation points within the structure of these. He puts up air quotes wings.
Are you suggesting that they could flap?
Maybe
They
fly.
definitely had the range of motion to do such, but it just doesn't. There's no um,
No
animating.
mechanism.
There's no animating mechanism.
Yeah, it's preposterous.
Yeah, I guess I'll try it on.
What?
The armor? Is it not for try on?
You're gonna walk into someone else's house and then just try on their
Just
family
immediately
heirloom.
Try their family heirloom on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It must be propelled by some kind of magic.
Quick, Nathaniel, produce the microphone.
But I did. He has my wireless headset or my earbuds.
It's wireless earbuds.
Our wireless earbuds.
I'm going to, if he wouldn't mind, I'd like to know the.
I will use my phone for this one. Why have you not dropped the knowledge history on us yet?
I'll throw a history. I've got to refresh.
Also, how bad does this sound?
Not that bad.
Yeah, it's
Not
pretty
terrible. Not the worst.
I can barely hear.
I mean, wouldn't it be a good thing if you could barely hear yourself?
No, I mean like I have to put the speaker right next to my ear to hear
Oh,
you guys.
why not just?
I'm basically on a phone call right now.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't you just be able to play it on the computer?
No, if I actually get in the voice chat on my phone, it
It-
boots me from the computer.
I see.
Yeah, Discord's not that advanced.
Thank you, Razzie. I appreciate you.
I mean, Razzie, you know about the Godclaw from history class as an order of knights, specifically a suborder of the Hell Knights.
The Heck Knights.
HE double hockey stick knights.
Yeah, it's those Heck Knights. They
They used to be pretty prevalent around Gorentine, even. Like, Hell Knights, not necessarily the Godclaw.
yeah, the Hell Knights. They were a big scary force. Modeled themselves after the lawfulness of hell, kind of like mocking it. Like, haha, we're going to use your power against you. That's all I remember. So, like, when was the last Hell Knight in operation?
I mean, from history class, it's not like they have a date. It's more like they have evidence. They have stories.
Is there like a last known Hell Knight?
I don't know. 24 there isn't.
Damn. Yeah, I guess enough about the Hell Knights.
Yeah, what Corvo probably knows actually is different. More a different piece of information. Because Corvo would know the Hell Knights as an organization of basically like sellsword policemen. Different countries would just pay them to enforce law. It's redacted.
Yeah, they were basically a PMC.
Yeah.
Sell swords, but like really dedicated to it.
Well, hey, if you're good at what you do, might as well get paid to do it.
Right?
What were we looking for Anne for, though?
To try and get her to answer how she gets out, or something like that.
Well, Turles
I
at some
wasn't-
point's gonna poke her head back in and let you guys know that the rice is done, that the table's set. And Morgan says, "Come on, we can talk about it over dinner."
That would be terrific.
And he goes in. You guys go into the dining room, and the table is not gonna. It's not. It doesn't look like it was naturally long enough for this. They have like a leaf. If you're familiar with a table leaf, like the
Yeah,
middle of the table
they
slides
slide it
out.
apart, slide a new
Yeah.
piece in.
Yeah. Some of the chairs don't match, but they do manage to have enough chairs.
I'll pull up a seat.
Val, give me a bluff check.
I have enough time to do an object reading on that armor?
How much time does an object reading take?
1 minute.
Post your object reading thing.
Blop.
Blah blah blah.
What does it do? Is it magic?
Uh, which one are you doing this on?
Anything interesting. Interesting objects, you bet. I'm poking it for magic.
Both of the armors don't detect as a magical, and they haven't been used in the last few days at least.
Worthless. There's no good items anyway. Saki's gonna pout and be like, no, Val, you can. It's all yours.
Are you gonna check any of the knickknacks?
Sure. As far as there's time, I will. Yeah.
I'll say you have at
Everything.
least 3 minutes before you can walk in, before people notice you're gone.
What if I don't care if people notice I'm gone?
All right. So the reading you get off of the closest knickknack. Let me double check. Blah blah blah. Glimpse of the creature's appearance, brief vision, and what it saw while using the item in emotional state. So you get a brief vision of Turles with that same middle spaced look on her face, staring deeply into a small wooden carving of like a cow, and she's just carving away at it, looking deep into the eyes of what would be the eyes of this wooden cow.
Yeah, that's a mood.
Yeah,
A mood.
mood. Corvo will probably notice that Saki is not at the dinner table.
Sigh. I will go back into the other room to collect Saki.
Yeah, you find her staring into a cow.
And she's just kind of giggling to herself, going, heh, mood.
Food. Alright, come on, Saki.
Huh? Oh, hey, Corvo.
Hey, find anything to eat?
I could be convinced.
Well, I understand food's on. Let's go.
Alright, I'll go off with Corvo.
There's bowls of soup. In the middle of the table is a much larger bowl of rice with a spoon in it and a pot of soup.
Yeah, if it's cool to eat dinner, Nihilus will have some soup and rice.
Okay.
Just staying out of it.
Yeah. It's it's a simplistic soup. It's meat and potatoes and some mushrooms and such. It's earthy but good.
Yeah, Nihilus will compliment the chef, and it's like, this is pretty good. I like it.
Um, yeah. The moment anyone stops paying attention, Anne is effectively trying to feed Sire. She extends like a spoonful of soup to him, and he says, I haven't a small enough utensil to eat out of this small bowl.
Sire, you just sip. She's trying to feed you. You know, like how you'd feed a royal.
Yeah, this
Ooh,
resonates
smooth.
with him on a deep level. At that point, he doesn't even approach the spoon. He just waits for the spoon to approach him.
Speaking his language.
I think I'd understand him after this long.
You know, someday Sire's going to realize how much you've been fucking with him,
By then,
and there will be
too
hell
late.
to pay.
I will have had my fun.
Yep.
Well, because remember, Sire, no matter what happens, This won't change the relationship at all.
Now you're getting it.
And Saki, come on, that armor's not worthless. There's something there.
Worthless to me. Say
'Cause
with a
it's
mouth
not.
full of food. It's not even magical. It's boring, just like this town.
Well, it may have once been. I mean, you can clearly see that there's etchings and engravings there.
You know, the more I see into Saki's personality, the more I fear I'm gonna wake up with Saki like reading the prosthetic leg.
How do you know she hasn't already?
I didn't see anything. Ever.
Need some new eyes, do you? Some magic eyes?
I definitely never pointed Saki around the manor at night.
Sire's gonna chime in with Valiel, actually, between his kingly sips, and says, "Yes, Saki. Perhaps you just can't look back far enough. Perhaps it is your eyes that are bad."
Saki ponders. Yes. Could use better eyes. You're right about that.
Or perhaps just more of them.
Where would we put them?
I suppose wherever they would fit. You have pockets, don't you?
No. Never.
Collectively, the family chooses to ignore the tree hatred comment. Except for Anne, who seems confused at the notion.
You'll know when you're older.
Has Dan developed his hatred of trees yet?
Yeah, it's very obvious that Dan is already within the middle space with his mother and father. And Anne will chime in. No talking about trees at the table.
Oh no, it has to be a rule.
Not even as a treat? Just a little tree talk? Saki will
You
just
would.
give...
But
Do we want to tell them about the next offering? I feel like
I
if
think-
anybody should know.
I think Val's getting there.
Warden says, that's an odd question. I don't think I've ever thought about that. I suppose I'd want to know why it's so blurry. Sire bellows. He bellows triumphantly. Why do you ask? It's just
Well,
it's an odd line of questioning, is all. It's like if I asked you if you could ask the moon a question, what would you ask it?
why does it taunt me so? It's so bright and shiny. Nihilus says this completely deadpanned and straight-faced.
Well,
Alice, you okay, bud?
honestly, I just assumed it was all trees.
Yeah.
On a serious note, though, there is the possibility that the Guardian may...
Oh. Just all of space is a tree.
Alice thinks for a little bit after saying what he did about the Guardian, and just says,
What does the
Suppose-
moon see during the day?
suppose the
did
Guardian
you
were
go?
to stop by the village, the town, one day.
It passes by every Sunday.
No, I mean stop. Actually stop. And speak.
I mean, Turles speaks up and says, "What? I don't understand what we would want to know from it, to be honest."
That's understandable.
It assuredly lives a very different life than we do.
Well, it is simply a... Oh,
Dan speaks up and says, "Never meet your heroes. They could be trees in disguise."
Nihilus bursts into laughter.
That's probably not that unusual for Sire. Malevolent trees being in disguise.
We encountered that once, very early in the adventure.
It was
Yeah,
kind of
we
the
did.
opposite, actually. It was. Yeah, actually, no, yes. It was almost exactly that.
Nihilus continues. It was merely a curiosity we had. Let's say a possibility of events to come. Can't confirm or deny, Just stating a simple possibility.
Well, as far as as far as why it cares, I don't know. I just imagine it treated us like family. Why do parents care for their children? And Morden looks at his two children.
Wouldn't it make more sense to speak to your children?
Well, I don't know that it can speak. It's kind of just a big blurry cannonball.
I mean, let's just assume it could for a second.
I don't know. It sounds like talking to an inanimate object. It's like talking to like a fork. He holds up his fork. Or a tree. No tree talk at the table.
Silas nods to Val and then abruptly says, which means that we have a deal to conclude on. Silas just nods and returns to eating dinner.
What did we want to ask Anne?
How she gets out.
Get us out of here. Not like that.
But this sounds like the most appropriate time to ask her that question in the middle of dinner. Seems like the most appropriate of times.
Yeah, so about you leaving town. Record scratch.
And it may be more indirect questions, because the Bayou acts on the thought, I want to go home, to bring people back to Summers Grove.
Like, what does she think of?
Yeah, what are you thinking about when you go picking flowers in the woods at night?
Is this an actual question?
A proposed one for when we're actually talking about it.
Okay. No, I'm more what Nathaniel's saying. Yours are very easy to know whether or not you're talking in character.
Suppose probably done with dinner, huh?
Yeah. If you guys have no further questions asked during dinner, the rest will be just idle small talk about things.
Be right back in a second.
I guess I'll propose who wanted to ask Anne.
I can ask Anne. I'm good with kids. Because I'm so short, I don't have to bend over to talk to them.
Good reason.
Aren't you tall for a halfling?
I'm tall for a halfling.
Is almost 3 feet.
But like, yeah, marginally taller. Tall for a halfling.
So he'll be like the tall kid and get all the respect.
I am 2'8".
That is pretty tall.
So she's got to like bend over to talk to me, probably.
I just realized statistically she probably is stronger than Gorbo.
That's what I'm saying.
As a Rabs, definitely.
Yeah.
They have a
Start
strength
beating her and then
requirement.
she starts raging.
They have a strength requirement to enter the family.
To escape the womb.
Anyone born with a negative strength requirement, they're taken care of.
Less of a literal family, more of a clan.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So wait, who's actually doing the talking?
I'll ask her.
Okay, ask away.
All right. Start off. Yeah, talk about the night we first met her, and those awesome glowing berries we found. Do you remember those?
I just realized you might still have one of those.
I ate mine.
That's
Yeah, I
I've
think
got
we
one.
kept some.
I've got mine.
okay. So wait, what are you actually saying?
I'm asking her if she remembers those berries.
At this point, you guys are probably all back in the living room in front of the fireplace. She runs off, and then she comes back, and she still has one.
Nice.
You know, light up at the sight of it. Now tell her it's the most amazing thing, but when you eat one, you become invisible. And I really want to go get some more, but every time we try to leave the village to go get more, we just find ourselves back in the village. Do you know how to go get more?
She just nods excitedly.
Is it easy?
It's kind of far.
4 is no problem, but it's safe.
She shrugs.
That's the attitude. You think maybe you could show us the way?
She looks to her mom and dad. She says, "I'm gonna go pick flowers." Morden says, "All right, just you know your way home."
I'll just look to the group and shrug.
Going for flowers.
Going to find flowers.
Is everyone packed up?
Is everyone what?
Is everyone packed? Is everyone ready to just leave?
Uh-huh.
Got my dog and my armadillo. I think I'm all set.
You brought your dog in their house?
No, I'm sure he's waiting outside, but you know, he's here.
But he did bring
Poor
the
dog.
armadillo in the house.
Right.
I mean, I brought the rat.
We don't want a slobbering dog, but leprosy? Perfect.
Everyone needs a few lepers. You're not a real community without a few lepers.
Well, I mean, he brought leprosy. I brought the bubonic plague.
Are you saying Sire has fleas?
No, he's never had fleas. Weirdly enough.
Strange that. Yeah. So you guys just following Anne?
Seems like the play.
Okay. So Anne's gonna go back to her room, and she gets, she has like a little backpack, and she has a little basket, all very familiar.
Fantastic.
And as the sun begins to set, she starts leading you guys out of town. Pretty much the exact same way that you guys came into town. You guys pass through the farmlands and the rice fields.
Is anyone paying attention to her? Or us, I guess.
No, not really.
We're able to go relatively unmolested.
Yeah, I mean, there's no one really working in the fields after sundown.
All right. Yeah, well, I'm gonna keep an eye on the sky as well. I feel like the Guardian's gonna be more wary of Anne's movements.
There's no go-getters out in the field working late.
Dinner
What?
time.
Go-getters out in the field working late.
You know, working overtime.
Yeah.
One guy
To
sitting
climb the
at
corporate ladder.
sitting
Get
at a
this.
desk in the middle of a field.
Just crunching rice.
Yeah.
I think I just asked the question, but I don't remember what it was.
I'm pretty sure crunching rice isn't a question.
Yeah, that wasn't it. Oh yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the sky.
Okay. Also not a question.
You're completely right.
All right. So she's gonna start leading you guys through the bayou, and very similarly to when she led you guys to town, she's having a much easier go of it than you are.
How are you doing that, Anne? Are you keeping track of landmarks, or do you just know the way?
She shrugs and says it's easy. And she's just it's partially like the paths she's taking are just not gonna work for you guys. She's crossing over like limbs that cross the wettest areas of the bayou that just won't support your weight. They might support Razzie, but this little girl seems to just doesn't seem to mind. Yeah, basic steps with the wind.
Can we I don't know, like are our compasses working correctly and everything?
No, the moment you guys step into the bayous, the compasses are going nuts.
About the stars, are they all stationary and where they're supposed to be?
I mean, they appear to be stationary, but it's almost like the surrounding area doesn't seem to be stationary.
Hmm. There's no reliable way to map what we're doing.
Yeah. It, like, you guys are going to be traveling for a while, by the way.
Is this our long-term play? We're just gonna get out now?
It saves us the norm equation.
For now. Until
Uh,
the Guardian comes looking for us.
I mean, there are certain points where she's basically like hopscotching across cypress knees.
I hopscotch with her.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Oh, Jesus. I'm a paladin.
Then you shouldn't be
said it.
hopscotching along with the little girl.
Yeah, Razzie can hopscotch across these cypress knees.
Sorry, it was a lower roll.
Plus
Look at Val. She just jumps over the knees.
Yeah, I can do this too.
anything.
Nihilus looks at you all hopscotching and just walks across. It's
Yeah,
like,
just sludge through the the ankle high water.
yeah. When's the next? Once we arrive at the next spot where there's no water, Nihilus snaps his fingers and gets clean.
You got some of that to go around?
So he did have prestidigitation.
Yeah, the
Nihilus,
next,
go on.
I was gonna say the next time she gets to an actual dry piece of land, she actually stops and she pulls her backpack around, and she pulls out like some sort of bread and a little thermos.
This is adorable.
And she says, "Snack time."
You heard her.
Of course, union rules.
All right, who didn't hopscotch?
I did not.
Sophia's
Niles.
like, "I only got the one leg."
Nihilus will clean Sophia up.
Drool did not hopscotch.
The dog is all mud. He has become the mud dog.
Nihilus will look to Razzie, just like, but it's your dog. Shouldn't it be your responsibility to keep him clean?
Oh, I'll bathe them when we get home.
Francis says, "This is for you, not me." As Drew goes to like do the dog shake. Reflex save to prestidigitation the dirt away before he shakes.
Remember, it's a Saint Bernard.
Oh God. And that, before the dog can shake, now it's just clean, clean, clean. Just cleaned up. I'm not getting more mud yet.
I need a straight up Constitution check from everybody.
Ooh. Yeah, about that. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Especially
Wow.
the acrobatic folks.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
Oof.
That's a whole lot of average.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the acrobatics folks.
Oh, there we go. Saki's fine.
Oh,
Like, that
Ooh.
one.
So's Val.
all right. Right. I step. Thanks. 6 non-lethal damage to anyone who rolled under a 10.
Hey.
Got it.
Because
Oh,
effectively
does that
you
include
guys,
squeakers?
he's not forced marched. He's not even walking.
Okay.
Does that
Yeah.
include Drowjaw? He's very happy about the walk.
Yeah, probably. Somebody's probably going to have to start carrying the dog. If you want to roll in a con check.
Yeah, it's only a 10. It should be no big deal. Just looking for his con. His con is better than mine. not mathematically, but he made it.
He made it. He's still trucking. But yeah, after snack time, the sun rises, and dusts herself off and is ready to keep trucking.
How long has it been at this point?
You guys are just now going into your 9th hour.
Jesus. So it's daytime now.
The sun's coming up. You
Man,
guys,
are your parents going to be worried about you?
trying to think of how Anne's gonna respond to that real quick. So, no.
You sound fairly certain of that. What makes you so?
She just shrugs.
You're a very peculiar child, man.
And menacing. So she's ready to keep on trucking, and if you guys want to continue,
Yeah, Val did ask a question whenever we settled down.
oh, did she? Oh, I missed that entirely. She says, I never met the Guardian. And then she whispers, did you meet the Guardian? She doesn't quite know the implication here, it seems, because she goes, ooh.
I'm telling.
So, in game terms, if you guys don't take a long rest at some point, you're going to need to make a constitution check every hour.
We should maybe take a rest then, huh?
And Nihilus kind of tired from the walk. Just, guys, can we stop for a bit? I'm not a meathead here.
How you
Yeah, if
feel
we-
about that, Anne?
Yeah, if we keep going without a rest, I'm gonna have to get Val to carry me.
I'm sure you do, Val. Still, it's tough to keep up.
Yes. She'll put her fist at her hips as she says that. Kind of turn up her nose.
It certainly won't be me, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you dropped me last time.
Yeah, it wasn't a prideful moment of mine.
I mean, honestly, they're probably not that much different than walking in flats at this point.
Probably a better footing.
Than normal, you mean?
As they bicker, Corvo's like sitting between them, and he just gradually stares off into the taller's face.
No, I imagine I'd have changed shoes for this. This would not be.
So is anyone telling Anne that you guys are trying to stop?
Yeah,
Yeah,
none of us would call out. And can we take a break for a little while? A long while? Very long while?
We already had snack time.
Just need to rest our legs for a bit.
We're we're not as young as you.
Give her sire time. We'll trade you nap time for sire time.
Sire seems incredulous at this point. You cannot simply gift me to a child.
Not just to any child, sire. This is Anne.
This is the Anne, sire. The Anne.
He seems to be encouraged by Nihilus. He's like, the Anne.
Not just any Anne.
The Anne.
Yes, then, well, I should be the one to humor the child for the time, then.
You have my utmost gratitude, sire.
Yes, you're saying things we all already knew. He scampers across the dry patch. And he begins to tell Anne a story. Everyone is familiar with Reggie Watts, right?
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's great.
Yeah. The story, it makes no sense, much like any story Reggie Watts tells. And it goes on for I'd say probably an hour before Anne dozes off.
Perfect.
Did she do all the different voices?
No, he just has like a TED talk where he says nothing.
Yeah, he just does different voices for a lot of different
And
accents.
that
I
is
guess.
how I conquered Lake Time.
No, I'm sure if he's telling her any real stories, it's going to be about when he conquered the balls of meat. Because you have to understand, he has a different idea of mundane. So you guys are going to take a long rest?
Kind of have to.
I mean, you guys can try to push through. You've only taken 1d6 of non-lethal damage.
Every hour.
Yeah, I mean, you make a check every time. You make some of them. Oh, I forgot. You do also get fatigued from it, but that's okay. All right, we're taking a long rest. You can take 5 as well.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Be right back.
Be right back. I'm back.
So you're finally awake.
Please, none of that.
We step out of the swamp and we're on a cart. Our
No.
hands are bound.
We took a long rest, and we all wake up back in the village.
I return.
Yeah, we better not wake up in the back of a cart.
On the way back.
I install mods specifically to avoid that. No.
Oh, you're awake. Just a whole setting shift.
It makes so much sense because Olaf would have been a dragonborn, right? Is that canon?
What exactly is a dragonborn?
Is he a
Sucks
Dovahkiin?
the souls of dragons and copies their repertoire,
Yeah, but like
their
there's only
bad
been like
jokes.
one, right?
They've had several.
Yeah, there can be multiple at the same time.
I just don't remember like canonically what makes the person a dragonborn.
Dragon blood.
Is that? I don't know if that's true.
It had something to do with sucking their souls, because that's how they got their abilities.
Yeah, but that's a symptom, not a.
Not a cause, right?
As I do understand, at least the best of my ability, it is technically a genetic trait. You are born dragonborn, and that's it.
As opposed to dragon learned.
Yeah. I mean, you can learn the voice, but dragonborns can just, soul suck.
Is a dragon born again?
Great, one of those.
Born again dragon?
No, dragon born again.
You must have sided with Ulfric.
Arguably the worst option. You know what? Not arguably. Imperials, they know what they're doing. They're doing it right.
Yeah, if Skyrim belonged to the Nords, how come the Nords aren't running Skyrim?
Checkmate atheists.
I'm about to say, you don't show up to work. No one in Morrowind is claiming certain people are running Morrowind. But they do call people Inwise there, so.
Skyrim belongs to the Nords as much as Earth belongs to the nerds.
Pretty much both those things you just said were religious, so. You're not wrong, I guess. Alright. Who are we missing?
Oh, I am here. I forgot to mention that. Or maybe I didn't. I don't recall. But I am here.
Oh, wait. Do we have a Val? Has Val died?
I'm back.
Valali. Oh, yeah, he said he might be unresponsive.
I mean, do we want to end here then? It's kind of early, but
I mean, if we're down a player.
yeah. I mean, it happens sometimes.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And we were walking.
And we're technically at a good point. We're at a rest.
So we'll rest up, get this level figured out, and we'll be good to go.
What have we done to earn a level?
We discovered a lost village.
A boring lost village.
Honestly, yeah. Level up.
Really?
Hey,
Yeah.
all right.
Look at that.
Fireball, here I come.
You always gotta ask.
Now to remember how to do that.
Nathaniel,
Level
make sure,
or
make,
fireball?
Level.
Nathaniel, make sure.
I know how to fireball.
Make sure Thomas actually knows.
Sure.
Is Streamo?
I can kill off Sherman 1 sec.